It seems like a new tier 10 Russian tank is in preparation. There is one thing that is common among all the different companies. Their main goal is obviously to attract more customers. And in order to do that, they want to grow their influence on every single social media. It can be Instagram, Facebook, Discord, whatever. And to do that, Wargaming didn't do no exception. They created an account on pretty much every single one of those different platforms. And today we're going to study something they put on Instagram that could be a little hint on what's coming next year. On their Instagram, World of Tank Blitz released something really strange around Christmas, and I didn't see no YouTubers talking about it. I don't know why, because to be fair, it's coming directly from Wargaming and it's a huge hint on what's coming. If you see the pattern in every single one of those pictures, there is one thing that is not already implemented into the game that we're going to talk further on in this video. This one here that I'm highlighting, this one, sorry, and finally this one. If you played World of Tank PC, you already know what those tanks are. If you're not, let me clarify your mind. To see clear what Wargaming intended to do with those, here is a picture of the Pancake tank Wargaming released, and right below it, the original tank from World of Tank PC. Here you see that this one, for example, is a T-52, which is the equivalent of a Dracula at tier 6. It's a Russian premium tank, a light one, and to be honest, it has to be one of the most popular tanks in World of Tank PC. If it ever came to Blitz, it would be just not devastating, but devastating of hype. People will jump around, be so happy that it comes. If you don't know what this tank is, it was first, if I'm not mistaken, a Tech Tree tank that was later turned into a premium because too many people played it and it became unplayable at tier 6 because that tank was just too strong. So Wargaming decided to remove it, nerf it a little bit, and put it back into the game as a premium tank. So right now, nowadays, I truly don't know how it's performing because I played it in the past, but, well, it's kind of a good sign of health for World of Tank Blitz because it seems like they want to make the game fun again. The second tank is this one. Here you see that it looks exactly like the Pershing at tier 8, but well, even if it's kind of a Pershing, it's a premium one. It's the M46 Patton KR, which is, if I'm not mistaken, a tank that was used during the Korea War, the War of Korea. I don't know how we say this, and I apologize if I mispronounced it. But basically, it should be something that has more penetration and a worse mobility than the regular Patton, and well, the regular Pershing. And to be honest, there is nothing much to be hyped about because I was still playing World of Tank PC when it was released, and it was nothing too fancy. It was just your average premium tank, which is a good thing because at least at tier 8 we're not gonna see an even more broken tank. The only thing that you need to know about it, the first M46 tanks that landed in Korea belonged to the 6th Medium Tank Battalion, blah blah blah. They were known as Reaper Patents, and maybe that beside the cool crazy Tiger camo, well, I don't think this tank has everything or anything to offer. Now we are getting into the interesting subject, because what you're seeing right there is just a blessing from the gods themselves. You remember back in the good old days when the FV4202, sorry, the medium British tank, the tier 10, was introduced, people were crying over the Centurion Action 10. They wanted Wargaming to implement it instead of the FV. Well, it seems like it's the case, because when you compare this picture and this picture, there is no chance that this thing is another tank than the Centurion Action 10. If I had to sum it up, it would be a Centurion 7-1 put at tier 10 with a better armor, a better mobility, and obviously a better gun. Overall, the Centurion Action 10 that I had the pleasure to play in World of Tank PC as well was one of the craziest mediums, because not only did it combine armor, mobility, and accuracy, it also featured some crazy HE shells. Yes, you didn't have the HESH shells because it was something linked to the FV4202, it was its main strength, but with the Centurion Action 10 you had around 100-120 millimeters of penetration with HE, and trust me, in Blitz it's definitely enough. If you want to learn a little bit more about it, the Action 10 turret was planned to be used for later variants of the Centurion tank, as I just mentioned, on the chassis of the Centurion Mark 7, so the one we have at tier 6. 9. And well, that's it. It's just a crazy tank that a lot of you will be hoping for if it ever comes to Blitz. But for Wargaming to release such a strange picture, it's probably a hint. And finally, last but not least, this tank. I truly didn't know what it was first when I saw it appear into my timeline on Instagram. And after I did some research, and I thought, obviously, as I was aware of the old 3 other tanks that Wargaming talked about, I was like, okay, that must be a World of Tanks PC tank. And well, I guessed right, because here you have the pleasure of watching an Object 277. I truly don't have a clue if that tank is good or not, so what I'm gonna allow you to do, or what we're gonna do together, it's preferable to say it like that, we're going to take a look quickly at the statistics of the tank, because that's the first time I see it. So after some researches, the Object 277 seems to be a good alternative to the IS-7, as the IS-7 starts to become a little bit too old in my opinion. It was among the first tier 10 tank ever introduced into the game, and not a lot of people are playing it right now. So Wargaming had to think about an alternative, being the Object 277. 460 alpha damage, a crazy reload time sitting at 9.4 seconds, which makes it a little bit more relevant than the i7 on that term. And for the penetration, I truly don't have a clue. So well, obviously if it comes to Blitz, they will increase a little bit the reload time, because having 460 alpha damage for only 9.4 seconds of reload is just too much, but it's still going to be an insane tank. We should be able to just get crazy with it. The only downside being obviously its bad accuracy. It should have a great armor profile, because as you can see, it seems to be a great tank at side scraping, but most importantly, well, unlike the IS-7, it's not already angled at the front, which means that with this tank you can effectively side scrape without getting completely wrecked, as you can see, judging by how many shots he's taking on the E75 and against the E75. So well, I'm kind of hyped for this one as well. Now, maybe a quick word on the Centurion Action 10 that you're showcasing the playstyle right now. It basically has a 350 alpha damage gun if it was ever to be implemented in Blitz. It has a crazy mobility, and as you can see, your 10 degrees of gun depression are allowing you to just play comfortably in all down. This is what this tank does best, and on top of that, really, the DPM is just crazy. For example, here in World of Tanks PC, it's reloading in 6.5 seconds. It's not going to be the case if it was implemented in Blitz. It would have something like maybe 7 seconds of reload, but this is still just amazing. To be honest, it will be enough for you to do the whole job. On top of that, the crazy heat shells that have a lot of penetration instead of the one you have on the EV4-202 that are sitting at 220, maybe 230 if you're using calibrated shell. Here you will effectively penetrate your opponents, and most importantly, you will effectively penetrate them in the craziest spot of armor. An E100 turret, bang. A mouse turret, bang. A 263 gun mantlet, bang. And this is what is crazy about this tank and what makes it so lovable. I know it's quite popular in World of Tanks PC for a reason, and if it has Action 10 in its name, well, the last time Wargaming introduced such a tank, it was the Carnavan, and it's destroying tier 8. So that's your thoughts. Obviously, to close that video, to end that video, I want to tell you that there is nothing official. It's based on assumptions I made from World of Tanks Blitz Instagram account. As they have to grow, they're obviously leaking their different sources and their different hints on every single platform they are owning. And as I know they are working actively on their Instagram to develop it, I thought that maybe if they did that, it was on purpose. So well, that's it. Feel free to do your own opinion about it. Do you think they are going to come? Do you think they will not come? Personally, I think that we are going to see them, because Wargaming wouldn't have shown them for no other reasons than just show them. It's kind of absurd from them to do this. So hopefully they'll come as soon as possible. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, like and share, and personally, I'm going to see you soon for a new video.